makes a roar sound. Hey, Formula, what's up?
You
fact, I am being summoned.
It's Frankenstein. Well, not exactly Frankenstein, more like Seabot. I wasn't exactly on break. I had to go help Mom. Apparently, she lost her Facebook or something, and I had to help her. I had to help her just find it. So I'm back now. Oh god.
Hello.
How's it going?
Not much, apparently everyone's dead in here.
Probably because they know I'm streaming and they don't want to be on the stream.
Why aren't you streaming in your room?
Because it's lonely in there.
So you're forcing other people to be on your stream? It's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, it probably is. I'll go ahead and leave. Hello. Yeah, sometimes it just gets lonely down here, so I try to drag other people in on the fun, what little fun there is. So how was your day?
Oh yeah. Yours? What happened?
Nearly got into it with an interim manager who was filling in for my store manager who had taken a couple days off. And this guy, he gets under my skin. Well, the worst way. I was ready to punch him in the face.
Yeah, those kinds. Yeah, they're annoying as fuck.
He's got this supposed to be title
Yeah.
portable
Oh god.
I saw that it had a screen, it had DVD capabilities, you could put SD card and USB stick in the side. So I was thinking, I could use this thing as like a portable jukebox or something. See, I wasn't even thinking about karaoke. But that's what happens, man. Metroid detective. I am going to try to cheat a little bit by going to the save spots. Up ahead? I guess not. Because upon looking at the map, there is no save spot here. So I guess I'm going to wing it. I don't want to, but it looks like I have to. By the way, everybody in the Twitch chat, can you hear me okay? I just barely saw your response package. Yeah, it was in electronic salvage. No one had bothered to find out if it even worked, and I plugged it in and it came on. Came on, the little screen, not just any screen, looked like a touch screen. So I managed to get a full-fledged karaoke machine with a stand. It even had its own speaker, its own subwoofer. I got it all for $5. have any kind of protection from lava with the berries. So, I had to figure out another way of keeping me boxed in here. While they prepare me for the true horror that lies ahead.
True horror being Nintendo cease and desist.
Well, if you hear those gunshots in the background, it may very well be the Warriors. I'm kind of surprised they actually have projectile-based weaponry instead of just lasers. But yeah, that actually sounds like machine gun fire. The Omega Metroid. The apex predator of SR-388. The Omega exhibits devastating strength and impact from its claws can severely cripple or kill large animals, while the most heavily armored prey are flung through the air. Despite its towering figure, it can leap and use its weight as a weapon. Glands in the mouth ignite its saliva, turning into an organic flamethrower. Its membrane is greatly thickened. Maximum firepower is strongly recommended. I was about to say strictly. This is the final stage in the Metroid's life cycle, and very few manage to reach it. Its size is a result of the prior form's muscles rapidly expanding to massive proportions. In other words, I'm gonna die, I think.
You can do it.
Hey, you were right. I could do it. Took up all my super missiles to do it. I could do it.
Yep. On your first try as well.
Yeah, I may be a little bit lucky. I don't know. Nope, I'm out. Fuck this planet.
I'm guessing planetary self-destruct.
There is no self-destruct. This ain't Cetus. I'm sorry, Cetus. The search and rescue team was an elite combat unit consisting of heavily armed soldiers. Their mission: locate and extract any surviving personnel from the missing research team. There are no survivors among the search and rescue team. Yeah, so I'm all that's left. And here's the evolutionary life cycle of the Metroid. We got the larva, we have the alpha, the gamma, the zeta, and now the omega. And quick little primer. Here's all the mini bosses. There's the ancient guardian. There's the Arachnus that has the spring ball. The Torizo, which you get from grabbing the space ball, the space jump, space ball. Prepare ship for warp speed, ludicrous speed. Ah! The tester.
We have hit plaid.
The tester, ironically enough, it's not big physique. The tank prototype, which I had to breeze through because I was on a very strict timer. In a way, there kind of was a self-destruct mechanism I had to get away from. It was just with, let's see, areas. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Area 5. Actually, no, it was Area 4. My bad. The Ceres, which I killed earlier. It's a snake that you have to break open the shell and with the ice beam, and then blow it open with missiles, and then just keep shooting at it with the ice beam. It does not seem to like the ice beam all that much. And the Genesis monster, which is, to me, it just reeks of an actual xenomorph. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ninja.
Sorry, just got done watching a My Life in Gaming video, and oh my gosh, I had no idea how many alternatives to the Frame Meister there are. And a lot of them might not work. Are they? A few of them are, and they do actually go through the cheap ones to good alternatives that actually are cheaper than the Frame Meister, but oh fuck, there's a lot out there that I didn't think about. But there's the problem of how is this going to work on an HD TV, because there's a lot of things you gotta look at. You might have to connect multiple devices together just to get a right look to it, and spend some money on devices that were made a few years ago but have been discontinued, and oh boy, it is definitely, it's like, wow. I mean, yes, of course, I do understand why you would stick with CRTs, and I would like to get myself a BBM, because that would be really nice, but expensive as fuck. But looking at what the alternatives are, I'm like, maybe.
Stop yawning. I do have a question. RGB. Is that in any way is it any way compatible with component cables?
No, you gotta actually have it converted to another signal.
My original Xbox, it's only as good as the component cables that connect with it. Use one as a license, somehow convert it into an HD signal, to an HDMI.
That's what these boxes are. They convert it to. They can make it to an RGB signal. And let me just say, there's a lot of work that has to go into it. You might want to watch this episode because they show you many options. Just watching My Life in Gaming in general makes you go, fuck, I could do so much for my PS2, but is it worth it at the time? And I have a backwards compatible PS3 that has full backwards compatibility, and I'm fine with that. Maybe my Xbox, but I'm not sure because I haven't gotten to that episode yet. It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm waiting for the PS2 one to come out, I'm waiting for the Xbox One, the Xbox original episode to come out. It's like, those are the two consoles I want to see. But when it comes to the GameCube, there's so many options, and some of them might be worth, like, something that might be worth it, but some of them are just like, you don't want to buy the component cables because who wants to pay 300 fucking bucks for it? Because it's like, I can just mod the thing to work. It's one of those things where it's like, you have so many options, yet what do you pick? Sometimes you just hate having to know so much shit that you can't make a freaking decision on it.
Alright, here goes. I left the room, which means I wasted my missiles. May as well restart from last save.
Womp womp.
I know, right?
You don't believe what I found actually at the game store today.
Go on.
I'm gonna guess games.
Well, yeah, we got games, and actually two things happened. One, we were somehow trying to play Four Swords on the on our Wii that they had at the store, and funny thing is, we had two nuns come in looking for games and a Kinect.
Ah, so they like the gaming too. Nice.
What kind of games are they asking for?
We got Dragon Balls, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I think a Sonic game, and a few other things I can't seem to remember. That was like one of those, that was weird. Just two nuns came in, it was just the most unique experience ever. How do you respond to that? And then we decided we'd go have a chance to go look through some of the stuff they have. Like, all of a sudden we were just looking through like a box just trying to find something, and we found a dual analog controller. Holy crap, that's amazing. The fact that we actually that we were just looking at, and we're just like, we were holding up and like, holy shit, it's a dual analog! It was just one of those things where I'm like, holy crap, how did this happen? We found this?
Something I would love to see, because I've never had the chance to try this out. I didn't have 4 friends to do this with, let alone 4 friends with GameCubes. Consider this idea: 5 GameCubes, each 4 of them running the Game Boy player, each of them connected to their own TV, and the 5th one connecting the other 4 GameCubes to the Game Boy player. 3 words: Zelda LAN Party. Think about it. 4 Swords Adventures, GameCube, all running the Game Boy player. And I think I lost the room.
It's one of those things where it's like,
I'm trying to one imagine how that would work, and 2, I'm not exactly the biggest Four Swords fan ever, so I'm not getting too excited by that theory.
The idea is that whenever you're playing 4 Swords and you have a GameCube adapter with going into a Game Boy Advance, whenever you go into a hole in the earth, it switches to the Game Boy, and you have to look at your Game Boy screen. Now imagine if you're playing with the Game Boy player. You would still be able to use a TV, you just have to switch to a TV. But still, how cool would that be? It would be like a Lost Zelda.
Would be, yes.
Might be a long shot to pull off, but I would love to do something like that at XP Fest.
Is that ever happening again?
I hope so.
Still love how
Go ahead, go ahead.
I still love how Jason seemingly put that together simply to be like, yo, I can throw a con better than all of you guys, and I can do it by myself without, like, asking for donations and whatnot. He freaking did it. I wish I could have driven out there to actually go to it, though. That would have been fun. So, anyone want to hear a really funny lawyer story?
Yes.
By all means. Hang on, let me
So-
turn up the mumble real quick.
No problem. Hey, not that it matters much, but are you streaming audio right now?
Actually, yeah, do you need me to stop?
No, I don't really care. Just, I gotta not use names, but that's fine. So, the firm, we had a client, and he was a genius. He was getting divorced from his wife, and his wife was going out with some school teacher, like in the city, and he didn't like that. And our client was a very angry individual, so what he did is instead of, like even menacing the guy, right? No. He instead gets a friend of our client gets a friend of his to go off and buy a bunch of marijuana. What's the marijuana for, you think? Well, he gets this brilliant idea to buy like 4 magnetic key holders that you put on the bottoms of your car or something like that, and stuff them all with marijuana, and have his friend plant them on this teacher's car, and then call the school and say, "Hey, this teacher's selling drugs on your school property."
Well, that sounds like a foolproof plan.
Oh, well. They called the school, made up these stories, whatnot, so the school's like, okay, let's call the police. So, yeah, there has actually. So the school calls the police come out, investigate, find the marijuana. They decide to arrest the teacher because, he's got marijuana in his car and they have a report of him selling it. So, within like 3 days, all the charges get dropped. And my immediate thought is, if you're the police officer who, has to have heard a billion times, "Oh no, officer, it's not my drugs," how does it feel to actually not have, those drugs to actually not be that person's? Just kind of wondering. But they find out our client's the one who set this all up because our client can't keep his mouth shut. And he ends up getting charged with trafficking in marijuana, extortion, tampering with evidence, and 3 counts of kidnapping.
Oh, what a lovely person.
Well, he gets charged with kidnapping because the police arrested this guy. So, it went to trial recently, and he was actually found guilty of everything but the kidnapping. The judge actually didn't go that far with it. And the trafficking, the judge found him guilty of a very rare misdemeanor trafficking statute that involves a certain amount of marijuana being if you give somebody a small amount of marijuana, it's actually considered a gift and therefore doesn't rise to felony trafficking.
Huh.
We'd actually never heard of it before.
Sounds like the
Learn
kind of
something
thing-
every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like the kind of thing you have to dig really deep down
Yes.
into the the law book, the rules.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, sentencing isn't up yet, but the prosecutor pretty much thinks the guy's going to get, like, probation at this point. We kind of think our guy's going to see some time because, I mean, he did almost ruin this guy's entire life because this teacher got suspended and was, you know, looking to get, like, fired and whatnot before everyone came out. It's like, oh, no, it's really not his.
Hopefully he can get his life back on track.
The teacher seems to be fine at this point. I mean, he did not lose his job or anything like that. And the story was pretty heavily covered by the media, so everybody knows that this teacher, one, didn't do anything, and two, our guy did. Because it's one of these we actually did a bench trial, or they did, I should say, because I wasn't really part of it. I was doing a bunch of case law research behind the scenes. But they actually did a bench trial because the attorneys are like, well, the facts aren't really in dispute here. Everything they say happened is what happened. The only issue is whether or not what happened constitutes kidnapping and extortion. He might appeal, but he doesn't have any money, so I don't know. So I've mentioned before about this guy that broke into like a Subway restaurant that I'm representing. I don't know how many people here heard it.
No, I don't recall you mentioning that one.
Yeah, so I had a guy who broke into a Subway restaurant and overnight and stole a bunch of money. Well, he was convicted of that, but he's written me 40 pages of handwritten letters, and I mean, when I say 40 pages, I'm not exaggerating. Like, he's written me 40 pages worth of stuff explaining the whole situation and how he didn't do anything and how everybody is setting him up and whatnot. And the funniest bit of this whole thing is, like, there's some camera footage of, like, a rock being thrown through the window at night. But there's, like, 6 cameras in the restaurant, and only 2 of which anyone ever got footage from. And the interesting thing about all of this is, the safe was left open, despite the fact that the place was quote-unquote locked up. Certain lights were left on that weren't supposed to be, and other lights that weren't left on, were supposed to be left on, but weren't. And again, when the police were looking for camera footage, this restaurant only sent them 2 out of 6 cameras, and the other 4's footage just got deleted. You know, that's not suspicious in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But, so my client, here's the biggest problem. My client, well, listen, my client's written me all these letters about how he's innocent and whatnot. Well, I'm reading the transcripts, and the first witness testifies, it's like his girlfriend. His first witness testifies that she was woken up one night by my client, like basically like shaking her, waking her up, saying, "Hey, I need to tell you something. Something bad I just did something pretty bad. I just threw a rock in through a Subway window," as he's holding a wad of cash and a bag of coins, according to her. The second person that testifies is, like, her sister, who's like, "Yeah, I was in the room when he said all of that, and he said all of that." The third person who testifies is like, "Oh, yeah, he asked me the day before if we wanted to hit a lick," which is street slang for basically you want to go rob someplace. And then he saw my client the next day carrying a black box around, which appeared to be basically a Dropbox, like, cash safe kind of thing. And he's like, and according to this guy, my client said, "Hey, I bet you wish you would have come with me now, huh?" But, you know, every single person in this is lying except my client. Because, you know, lying.
My word is better than their word, man.
Basically, yeah. A lot of my clients think just because they took the stand and testified means that no one should find them guilty.
We're back in some water. Alright.
It's not easy being an exterminator.
Nope.
Okay, I am taking no chances. I am going back to the fucking save point because there's only one Metroid left, and everybody knows what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Those that played the original Metroid 2.
I'm simply guessing based on the opening of Super Metroid.
I don't know if I asked, did you ever play Metroid 2?
I never managed to get past the first fire pit. Because I could not figure out how to do it. I saw a very familiar looking egg.
Okay, when you say the first fire pit, do you mean the cool magma that's in the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially what that means is that you can't move further down into the planet until you killed all the Metroids in the area.
Yeah, I don't think I ever encountered any of the Metroids. I think I just avoided them somehow. Didn't exactly help that there was no map.
That is true. That's why I like this version so much.
Plus, it's not monochrome.
It doesn't look like urine.
Yep, I recognize that egg.
Which unfortunately means... Dot, dot, dot.
Mama is there.
all had to come from somewhere. If you listen closely, you can hear that she is pissed.